Okay, so this is part two. So basically a continuation of how to use that reveal and build it into one of our walls. So I've just drawn, if you didn't watch the previous example, I've just drawn a foundation wall and I have preloaded my profile, which in this case is the chamfer. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to select my wall and I'm going to edit the type. Now, since this is a type parameter, you're going to want to duplicate this wall type. So we'll duplicate it, and then I'm just going to add that it has a chamfer. Okay, and then we're going to zoom in here so that we can see the top of this wall. And we're going to edit the structure. Now, one thing that's important is that once I get in here, let's take a look at this, you'll notice I can see these items, and that's because I am in a section view. If you're in a plan view, they're grayed out, so make sure that you change to a section view. And then we'll have to zoom in again. Okay, so I want to add a reveal in this case, and I've already loaded my profile. If I hadn't, I could load it from here. I'm going to change this to my chamfer. And then where I want to position this. So I want to set it at the top of the wall. My offset distance is going to be 0 because I don't want to go above or below the wall. I want it to sit exactly flush with the top. And because I know how I made this, I know that's where it's going to land. You can also change what side this is going to. You can flip it, which basically mirrors it off of its axis, you know, the top axis. You can offset it horizontally, so right to left on the wall, and the setback has to do with the default distance that it's going to set back from openings within a wall. So I'm not going to mess with any of those things, but that's just what they all do. So now to see if this is going to end up where I want it, if you hit apply, then you'll be able to see that little item. Now, the part that's kind of confusing is it does kind of always look like a solid. And basically what that means is we're just seeing the outline of the profile, which it's where I want it, it's working the way I want it, so I'm good to go. So we'll say OK, and I'll just OK all the way out of here. And then we'll take a look at our section, and let's bump up our scale a little bit. And then we'll just zoom in here so I can see that reveal. Now if you select the wall, you can see that it's cut out, and because of my line weights it looks kind of funky, but it is working the way it should. Now what's nice about this, if I decide that, you know, some of my walls need a bigger chamfer, I don't have to go back into the family to fix that. I can just go, you know, under my profiles, and we'll just duplicate this and create a new size. So we'll change this to 2 inches. And then we'll change this value to 2 inches. Now keep in mind that doesn't go back to the family itself. If I wanted it to be part of the default family, you'd want to open the family and modify it. But now I can come in here and I can just edit this, you know, assembly basically, and tell it that I want to use, you know, the other profile. So we'll change this one to the 2 inch, and then we'll take a look. So there you go.